Second thing then would continue on into that to your second step, which is your carbohydrates. There again, your carbohydrates are more of your breakfast type foods. Your fast digesting, your slow digesting. So if you look at slow digesting, you're looking at vegetables. Carrots, corn, carrot juice, potatoes with skin, without skin, your beans, your legumes. All those things have nutritional value to it that's following the game plan here of getting your carbohydrates. Then as you go down to the third source, you're pulling in your protein. High, medium, lean fat content. So you've got different choices. You've got animal choices. You've got pork and lamb, poultry, fish and shellfish, dairy sources, and here again from vegetable. And you say, well, protein choices as far as vegetables. If you go to your second page of the handout, on the bottom, some of that comes into play with people that are lactose intolerant or a vegetarian. I'm not going to eat a cow. I don't like to eat a cow. I'm not a big fan of meat. Well, there's ways to do that. So if you're lactose intolerant or a vegetarian, there's other options. You can look at the unnatural whey, which is some of your protein supplements, whether it be whey or casein. Egg whites. There's beef isolate protein, soy protein, gamma pea protein. But there again, it's coming back from a vegetable, your green peas. Other options as far as whole foods, nuts, beans, eggs. Lactose intolerant athletes can sometimes consume dairy products if the lactose levels are low. Otherwise, lean meats, this isn't referring to a vegetarian, but someone that's lactose intolerant. Eggs, nuts, seeds are also good options. So as you look at some of these choices, that if you're a vegetarian and you're looking at the protein source, it comes right back to some of the things that are high in your vitamins, antioxidants, and carotenoids. All these things kind of go hand in hand. So the biggest thing to this is it comes down to balance. At the bottom of this card, there's breakfast, mid-AM lunch, mid-PM dinner, and PM snack. That's how many meals you want to try and consume in one day. You're eating smaller meals every 2 to 3 hours. You're not eating till you're full, you're eating till you're satisfied. Why? Because your body's going to get in the habit of knowing, I'm going to get something else to eat again in another couple hours. And you say, well, I'm in school. How can I eat every 2 to 3 hours while I'm in school? Back at lunch. You've got all these different options, great snack options that you can have. Fruits, nuts, all the different things that you can put in a bag. You can eat between class. I don't know what the rules are if you can sit in class and eat. I don't know what that is. But you can certainly eat things between classes. So there are ways to get it in. So if you look at breakfast, there's 3 slots. And you say, well, what do the 3 slots mean? There's step 1, step 2, step 3. Step 1 is vitamin C, carotenoids, and antioxidants. Step 2 is your carbohydrate sources. Step 3 is your protein sources. So you're going to pull something from each category to fill your 3 requirements. You want to balance it out. But as you look at the order of this, vitamin C, carotenoids, which is basically your vegetables and fruits. Carbohydrates are following in that same pattern. And then it's protein, which is more of your meats. It's kind of the way I just talked about how laying out your meals, how we did for the training table. That's exactly how you want to follow it. So for every meal that you have, you're pulling something from each category and varietize it. As you sit down at the bottom, they all have the calories listed as to what each one is. So you figure out the main baseline that you have to have based off your body weight. You apply it to this chart and start varietizing things. It's all about being balanced. How many people have read the book, The Zone Diet? Okay, some have. It follows some of that same principle. You go through all those things in that book and you get to the end and he basically says, eat like Grandma used to feed you, which was all of your 3 main categories that you're pulling from here. Okay, coming back to the first page, pre-workout practice. This is basically going to be your lunch or mid-afternoon snack. Pre-workout practice, a whole food meal should be eaten 2 to 3 hours prior to your workout. This meal should include lean protein, a slower digesting carbohydrate, and some healthy fats. Meals should be adequate enough to support activity, but not too much to hinder performance. Well, as you look at this again, the meal should include lean protein. You've got an animal source all the way through here, your lean protein choice. Slow digesting carbohydrates. Well, the reason you're going to take it 2 to 3 hours before class is it fits into what we talked about before. You've got all these meals you want to get every 2 to 3 hours. If you eat a fast digesting carbohydrate 2 to 3 hours before practice, you're going to burn it. You're going to suck it up, you're going to have all this energy, and then you get in the water and you crash. You want something that's going to stay with you, that's a little bit more slower digesting, that's going to stay with you a little bit longer. So basically what I'm saying is, if you eat, let's say you eat a bowl of carrots, or you eat a potato, you eat some soup, you have some grain, you have some pasta, it's going to stay with you a little bit longer versus eating a Pop-Tart. Boom, I get all this energy, and then I slowly start to crash. Have something that's going to set you up to help you make it through the practice. So that's what this is talking about there. The carbohydrate really dictates your activity level. The further out from practice you eat, the carbohydrates need to be more slower digested to stay with you, to set you up for practice to get through it. Because as we talked about, if you don't go into practice with some type of carb source, and that source is depleted, what does it start to break down instead? Muscles, your protein. This is what sets you up for that. So if your muscles start breaking down, as a referral again, I start to get sore. I don't have any energy. I'm getting tired quicker. I can't recover. My technique starts to change. Now my shoulders hurt, my back's hurting, my knees hurting. Nutrition plays a huge, huge role in allowing you to continue to do what you want to do in the pool on a daily basis. During workout or practice, most important nutrient during practice is water. Oh, come on. It's got to be something more than just water. Hey, it's electrolytes. A large percentage of your body's made out of water. Hydration, all you need is water. All these sport drinks, Gatorade and all this other stuff, it sits in your stomach. It's empty calories. The amount that you're going to actually absorb from a product like that and actually hydrate you or give you a carbohydrate boost to give you more energy isn't going to happen. And I say that, when I was at Arizona, they brought in strength coaches from around the country to actually the labs of Gatorade. And we sat there and we watched them film a commercial, and we went into all their labs. So when you see these commercials with these guys on these bikes and they're doing all this stuff, they actually do that. But it's way prior and it's way after that you're actually going to benefit from those things. There's nothing better to do than to replace what you're burning or what you're losing in sweat than just plain old water. If activity levels sustained for longer than 45 minutes to an hour during the course of the practice, a fast digesting carbohydrate can be consumed. So why do you think, what's the importance of taking a fast digesting carbohydrate versus a slow? You're going to get what right away? Energy. It's going to break down quicker. So, fast digesting, what choices can I have? How about some crackers?